What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central. No intro, no nothing. We're getting right to it. We got an update. A trade has been made in the NBA Central Division where the Bulls are, and this time it's the Detroit Pistons trading Kelly Olynyk and Sabine Lee for Bojan Bogdanovic. And so this is a trade that you look at when you're looking at the Detroit Pistons roster, a very young team. They come in, they bring in a veteran scorer who can do some things for this team. Again, is this the type of move that's going to be huge or anything like that? I don't know. He's 33-year-old. He helps bring some veteran leadership to that starting lineup on a rebuilding team as they learn to play and do things the correct way. But pairing him with Saddiq Bey at the other forward spot, we also know they got Cade Cunningham, Marvin Bagley, Jalen Duren, Killian Hayes. The thing that I like about the Detroit Pistons roster, even though they are our division rivals, is that they're doing some good things. They're doing some solid things as far as how they're going to rebuild and remake that roster. Even the moves that they made at the draft, I already know that this is going to cause and stir up some Bulls fans of why did the Chicago Bulls not do this trade? And this is why I want to do this video. The fact of the matter is, when you look at it at Bojan's contract, $19 million, there wasn't very much that the Bulls could do for that. I know some people are already going to say Lonzo Ball. No, the Bulls are not moving Lonzo Ball. And really, there's not a lot of teams that's going to take a chance on Lonzo Ball right now, having his second surgery in less than 12 months. So with that being said, looking at it, the Bulls just really did not have the assets to make a move like this. Now, I know some Bulls fans, even my co-host over on Locked On Bulls, Pat the Designer, do want to see the Chicago Bulls possibly make a move for Jordan Clarkson. Contracts are very similar. The Bulls just don't have the contract without moving a major piece to bring in a contract as big as a Bogdanovic's contract. Now, I do think that Bogdanovic could have done some things for the Chicago Bulls bench that is there. We know we do need some shooting off the bench and some scoring when you look at where we ranked in bench scoring last season. But at the end of the day, we didn't have the assets to get it done. Yeah, looking on paper, Kelly Olynyk, who's somebody that Danny Ainge has always really loved and done a lot for as far as his career. And then they do bring in Sabine Lee as well. Well, what we don't even know what that could have just been contract filler. Now, as far as the Utah Jazz, what they do gain in this is Kelly Olynyk, who does have, I think, another 3 years left on his deal. But outside of that, they can create a trade exception of this of up to $6.75 million. So that's a considerable trade exception if something else does come above, or, if they need to facilitate in the case of moving Jordan Clarkson or Mike Conley, if they do need to facilitate, maybe take a little bit more salary back, they have that trade exception that they can use in a case like that. But at the end of the day, I know because it's going to be asked, why did the Bulls not make this move? And it just boils down to not having the assets to do it. They don't have the contract to do it, like I said, without giving up a major piece. And some people may say Nikola Vucevic, you're not going to trade Nikola Vucevic for Bogdanovic. You're not going to. That's the Bulls losing the trade, as much as some Bulls fans will have you believe that it's not. So with those things really paired and looking at it, the Bulls just they just did not have the assets. We don't have the dispensable income or the contracts, the movable contracts to really get that done. You're looking at our biggest contract really that we would consider to move is Kobe White, and even then, a 22-year-old player for a 33-year-old player who, while I think has another few years under contract, no, I think he is a free agent at the end of this season. In Bogdanovic, it's not gonna be anything considerable. You're not gonna give that up at the chance to take a look at what Kobe looks like at the start of the season. Derrick Jones Jr., Javonte Green, Goran Dragic, Andre Drummond, all of them, you could throw all of them combined, and it does not match up to matching the salary of Bogdanovic's contract. So at the end of the day, the Bulls just did not have the players that they would want to, or even should, in my opinion, move for a player like this. But it does remain to be seen. We see another team improve in the East at a time where a lot of Bulls fans are questioning, why did the Bulls not do more to improve? But at the end of the day, the Detroit, while they do have a lot of talent on that roster, I'm not putting their roster above the Chicago Bulls by any stretch of the imagination, at least not yet. They do have a lot of promising pieces that with some time, with developing, with working together, you may take a look at that. But that brings us to, as well, something that I already talked about, Jordan Clarkson. Any player that Utah Jazz may consider moving, the contracts really just don't work out. I know we've had some discussion about, hey, should the Bulls be interested in any of the players out there? Let's take a look at it. Lauri Markkanen, they may be considered moving, but we're not. We know that. We already know what Lauri is and what he isn't. Jordan Clarkson, $13 million for Jordan Clarkson. So you're looking at that. That would take, again, a combination of both Kobe White, Derrick Jones Jr., Drummond, who we're not going to move. Maybe Javonte Green gets you close enough, right? Throwing in Tony Bradley's contract, but that's at that point. Are they willing to just take that? We heard before that they would want a lot of first-round picks. Now, this is the first sign that maybe the Jazz are moving off of wanting first-round picks for their players. So is that something to be done? I don't know if that quite gets it done. Again, Jordan Clarkson, as much as I do love him and I love to have him on this bench, that much money when he's close to being a free agent, I don't know. Only 30 years old, though, for Jordan Clarkson. So maybe fits the timeline, win now type move. We'll see. I don't think that it quite gets done. I don't think the Bulls quite have the salary to get that done. And then you're looking at Mike Conley. That move just doesn't make any sense, even with Lonzo Ball's injury, because you do expect to have him back. But a 34-year-old point guard making $22 million a year, I just pointed out how it's going to be hard for the Bulls to even match a $13 million contract, much less, much more than that. So really, when we're looking at it and we're talking about, hey, what moves can the Bulls or should the Bulls make, let's keep in mind, realistically, while the Bulls and a lot of Bulls fans do think that Kobe White is going to be on the trade block and we'll see what happens with that, the Bulls really don't have a lot of the assets to try to get those type of moves done for those sizable contracts. But hey, it all remains to be seen. Let me know down below, what do you guys think? Do you think that the Bulls should have tried to possibly go out for Bogdanovic? Do you think they should make a move for Jordan Clarkson? What do you think? Who would you be willing to give up? Keep in mind, try to make those salaries work. And don't send any screenshots of the trade machine. But with all that being said, thank you for being the best part of Chicago Bulls Central. Make sure you're following the show at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullscentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text and or voicemail, the number to do so, 773-270-2709. We're the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bulls related because of you guys. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.